Welcome back to the workbench and part 2 of the MU Arcade City. We got some wicked color, and in our last part we built this guy right here. Look at this. Isn't this awesome? I mean, all that detail, all the layering, it just looks so good, especially with all this color. It really does pop out. And I really can't wait to see what we're going to be doing today. Alright, now I've gone ahead and done some of the repeat detail here. This just kind of saves a little bit of time. But if you're building along with me, what I've gone ahead and done here is place some of our buttons in place. Now these guys are pretty easy to do. We're going to take our tweezers here, and we're actually going to start with the triangle buttons here. There we go. And we're going to go right to that edge there, and then we're going to bend it down just like that. Just the tab is what we're going for. Well, I can barely grab this now with my little gloves on. There we go. From time to time I get that question, why are you wearing gloves? And the reason why I wear gloves is because I work in construction in the other side, and every day my hands get a little dirty, and sometimes it's really hard to keep them clean. They also get injured all the time. So like right now my hands are super clean, but they have like these marks because of the winter, so I'm not going to put those on screen. And also wearing gloves allows me to keep the model clean as we go too, so there is some good things. It is sometimes makes it hard to hold pieces and you fumble things around a little bit. Alright, now we got our little button here. Same thing. I'm gonna see if I can bend this tab with my finger. Yeah, there we go. This metal is really nice. I like this a lot. I honestly, like, this is how you do colored models. This is great. I absolutely love this. Metal Earth has some good model color as well. Definitely in their older models. I really like the color on the speeder bike. I've talked about that one before. And that's because it has a really nice matte color finish on it. It's almost like the metal is that color, but I think it's anodized versus painted, where I think this is like a paint of some kind. I think a digital screening possibly. I'm not sure. It's a really cool finish though. Anyway, let's continue on there. We have our two buttons finished. We can grab these guys. Now, these pieces here are actually different sizes, so keep that in mind. If it's not fitting in one side, it needs to go in the other. Whoops. Whoop. Oh no, I'm scratching the paint. No! Those tweezers are bad. No! Okay, we're gonna have to get some paint marker to fix that. Bummer, man. Oh, that's the only problem with these kind of painted models. Sometimes you can scratch them. No bueno. That sucks. Oh well. I can't change it. I mean, I can't make it go away. But man, that sucks. Let's go over here and grab this right here. I have to be a lot more careful. I was so good in that first part, but now in the second part, I was using those big tweezers, and look what happens. Bad. Stick to what you know. Stick with the old tried and true. These guys have built tons of models, so they have definitely stood the test of time. Let's see if we can do this here. Like I said earlier, I already put the one side on there, so now we only had to do the one, which is super nice. Now we just need to fold this around. Let me grab my tweezers here and do that. We're not using the big ones anymore. We're staying away from that. The real trick here is just basically don't drag your tweezers at any point in time. Because really, it's not about the big tweezers, it's really about dragging. And I was trying to correct that little bit of detail and line it up, and in doing so, I scratched it. Not once, but twice. Oops, that got bent a little bit. I don't know how that got bent, but it did. We'll fix that right now. We'll take our tweezers here though first, and we're going to secure both these sides. And now that we got them secured, we can actually get a better grip and put these tabs nice and flush. There we go. Let's see now. Oh, you know what? I did that detail wrong. I did that detail wrong. This sucks. Dang it. Well, this is what happens when we don't look at the instructions properly, my guys. So what I did here was I put these signs on backwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo it real quickly and then come back to this very step. So give me 1 second.
Okay, I fixed it. There we go. Looking good now. See? That's proper. Everything is, more detailed looking. I can't believe I did that. All right, let's grab our controller now, and we're going to orientate this properly, and we're going to put this, let's see, like this. Pushing and twisting these tabs to make sure that this guy is not moving, and it's not. Now it's a little bowed at the moment, so let's go fix that. Big moves. That looks pretty good though. All right, I like it. Now it's time to actually close this guy, but before we do that, let's actually form the next little piece here. This gets bent back like this, and that gives us a little bit of a direction of how much we need to bend the back piece there. These are all 90-degree bends, so it's quite easy. One tab there, pressing here, there we go.
Secure those guys like that. Now that we got this little tiny side piece here, we can actually bend this, which is a lot more bending involved. Let's see here, we're gonna go like this. I'm using the side of my tweezers as a mini brake. Is that piece supposed to stay out? It is. Okay, so we're actually going to keep that little black piece there straight. And we're going to come under here. Okay. There we go. Bring this one around here, just like that. I'm gonna bend this. Actually, you know what? We're gonna bend this like this. There we go. Almost. We need to make sure we close this up. I'm actually gonna open this up a little bit. What I'm gonna do is actually try to push this detail back just a little bit by going on the inside. And hopefully by putting a little bit of pressure like this, there we go. Now I can bring it down. I'm actually pushing this way, and my attempt is to square up our detail a little better before putting this tab in here, which I think it looks pretty good now. There we go. Close this like this. Once I get this little guy lined up, it might be easier. What I'm going to do is take this tab and bend it ever so slightly like this. Now we can take this guy here. Pushy, pushy. And we have ourselves a controller, or at least almost. I still can't believe I scratched that. It looks so crappy with a scratch there. Oh man, a little dilapidation on our building. You know, there was one thing I did forget to do before actually going any further, and that was securing A here onto the middle. So now doing this might be a little trickier, but because majority of the detail is actually on the inside, I might be able to get away with just securing that one piece. And you know what? It will only be me and you that will know about it. And actually, if you know about it, I would love for you to make a comment, just kind of giving me the nod that you know that that piece is not done. Maybe say, hey, that A looks a little, that A looks great. Maybe tell me that. Yeah, the A looks fantastic up there. I love that A. And I'll know right from there that you know that that A isn't secured correctly. I look forward to the comments. I'll even look on Instagram too. That'd be good. All right. Now that we got this here, we can put this down and we can move on to a very interesting piece of detail. There are multiple ways to be able to form these pieces here. I usually like to take my dapping set that looks like this, is a dapping punch. I like to roll it like this, and that gets me a really nice shaping. But because I know a lot of people don't have those tools, it's important to know how to shape these things the old-fashioned way with a good set of tweezers. Let me show you how to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is take this little side here, and we're going to bend it down just like that. And the reason why we're doing that is we want to make sure that we get a good shaping all the way around. And this is going to be kind of a guide for us to be able to do that. So what we're going to do right now is come to the small side, and we're going to grab it. And what we're going to do is just kind of try to grab a little bit of the metal and work our way down the piece. Now it's very important to notice here that I am not dragging my tweezers. I'm actually lifting them off and making several small bends. Okay, and I'm going over that multiple times. Now you'll notice that that pretty much lines up with our line right there. It looks really good if you ask me. And what we're going to do is repeat that all the way around. So again, going right up the middle here, going right to this edge, and we're going to just do a ton of small bends, working our way all the way around the circle. Now you can do this multiple different ways. This is the way that I like to do it because I know that every piece of the metal is being bent, so I know all my details are going to be nice and lined up. Look at that beautiful tab insertion. And now we are working our way to the crown. Once we get to the crown, because it has a thicker piece of metal there, the metal will become a little trickier to shape. So what I'm going to do is actually kind of manipulate my tweezers to a longer form in the attempt to get a little bit more torque through that area. But once we break out of it, see, if you rush it, you get these little block areas, and that's not what you want. You want a really nice bent area. So you know what we're going to try to do, actually? Let's try and bend this crown just a tad. And now we can grab this area here and fix it. Again, not dragging our tweezers, my guys. Do not drag your tweezers. Don't do it. You'll scratch the metal and you'll scratch the paint. Fold this guy down like this. We're actually going to bring it back just a little bit. And the reason for that is we're going to get these two guys to attach together. These belts sometimes can be really tricky, so don't be surprised if you don't get it on your first try like I just did. That worked out really well for me. And we do have some fluffing to do, and I'll show you how we'll go through and fix that in a moment. Let's secure these tabs first so we know that they're not going to be popping out at us at all. Come around to here. Now, sometimes you don't actually want to hide the tab. I wanted to hide the tab there. By doing that, you will create some anomalies in the metal, and that's because the metal is kind of being forced in a different way than it really wants to. Hiding the tabs isn't necessarily a part of the design. So sometimes when you do that, you're going to have different pieces overlapping like you do right here, unless they took that into account. Sometimes Metal Alert tells you to hide tabs, and when they do, they're engineered that way. Being that we haven't built a whole lot of MU models, this one here, I haven't seen just yet, so I can't say that fully for them just yet. All right, now that we got this piece, let's grab our game controller and put this on top. Goes like this. Now that we're here, we can just secure this guy like this. And there's our circle. Now you can see I did a pretty good job there, and that is almost what you can expect. I've seen actually some builders do a really good job, even better than this. This was a kind of a quick job. I could have done it a little better if I would have done it a little slower, but I'll show you what it looks like with a tool in a moment here, and you can be the judge which one you like better. But there we go. We got this on here, but now we need to add it on to another part, which is super cool. I love the look of this. Look at the patterns on this guy. Awesome, awesome. It goes right in the middle. Let's see here. It only goes on one way. And depending on how well you shaped your circle is how easy these tabs will go in place. Mine went in super easy. Awesome. Now let's just secure these tabaroonies. Take them, turn you this way. We're going to take you, and we're going to turn you that way. Then we're going to go over to you, and we're going to turn you this way. There we go. Excellent. Look at that. Looking good. Looking good. I love it. I love it a lot. But now we need to get this little bean. Look at this guy. Super interesting, if you ask me. Take him down. Same thing as we've done before. Now, this is a different shape. This is not one that we could really use my shaping tool on. I mean, we could, but where's the fun in that, right? Let's do this. My hand-eye coordination was off there. I thought I had that one for sure. And I wonder if I can go down first. Grab that, and I got it. Now can I come up and grab this? And then that way it overbends the middle. And that should line up really nice. Hey! Mazel tov! We got it. Now we just need to reform all that gross, neglected detail there. There we go. Our controller. Look at that. So pretty. I love it. The controller all finished. All right, now we need to put this onto our piece here, which goes I believe it actually goes right here. Twist the opposite way, take this guy, do a twist, and I'm actually going to angle this one just because it's on an edge. I don't want it getting in the way of the other pieces, but that looks pretty good. Let me grab a little flag here, or what I think is going to be a flag, I should say. I really don't know if it is a flag. And we're going to bend this little top, and we're going to bend it this way. And you know what? I'm going to cheat. I am going to use this. Nope. Bigger one. There we go. Take the tabs, put them 90 degrees. Other side, 90 degrees. And this one's also going to be following that one in shape. So let's go ahead and give it a little bit of bend. You know, I really should have actually bent it before. I really should have bent the part first before doing the tabs. That would have been a smart decision. There we go. And this actually folds around like this. And we're going to take this little tab here. Sometimes these guys are really good for grabbing tabs, but when you're trying to do little manipulations, it can be a real pain in the butt. They need to be stronger. I actually bought a whole bunch of these tweezers and I was going to sell them, but the issue is they're just not strong enough. And I really want to make sure the things I sell are worth it for the community. I really do. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Now we can place this inside of our little controller here, or I guess volume rocker? I'm not too sure. I love how everything lines up so well that I don't even have to worry. I don't have to try. Those guys just go right in. I love that. All right, now we got to put these little signs on. And we're not going to make the same mistake as we did before. These guys all get bent like this. I'm actually going to use my table here. I'm going to take this guy and put it up here for right now. There we go. You know, using the table oftentimes really does... Oh, I see what happened here. Okay. Are these pieces with like all this little design here, especially with all the little holes, that can really create weakness in the metal. And so what happened there is when I put that on the table, it actually bent more than just the piece. So what I'm going to do is use these awful flat tweezers and be very careful not to scratch the metal. And I'm going to work it all the way down. I hate doing this, but that's what we're going to do for right now. I'm going to try using my bender tool on the other one. Okay. No paint scratches. That's what I like to see. All right, we got one done. Let's do the other. There we go. That bottom piece actually formed really nicely. Awesome. That is one advantage to that Bender 1.0 tool. It does make it a lot easier to do those trickier pieces. But I will say that I'm looking to upgrade that guy. I'm just trying to get some sourcing done. It's not easy. It really isn't. Let's see here. There we go. Working my way. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now we need to take this over here and we gotta slightly bend it just like this. And we're gonna grab this and we're gonna bend this like that. Very good descriptions here on Groove Builders, but that is exactly what we're gonna do. Before we can go any further, we actually gotta shape this little red piece. And this red piece will tell us if we need to do more shaping or less shaping. Let me see here. I'm trying to get an about look. Oh yeah, that was good. That was amazing. All right. Now we can grab that bottom there. Let's pick up our amazing roof we got going on. We're actually gonna get this top piece in first. There we go. Now we grab this little red flag and we're gonna bend it halfway, and then we're gonna take this little tab here, bend that down, and just try to line it up with that little insertion hole on the back. I do like how MU thought about painting the tabs so they match. I really like that little bit of detail that they decided to add. Super cool. And again, you can tell that they actually really love what they do. That's always a good thing to see from companies. We got a little hair there. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay. Let's do some more interesting details. Now, the next piece here already has some pieces attached, and that's because we were doing a lot of repeat detail. Let me grab this little guy here. I'm going to take my bender tool away. We don't need it for right now. We're going to take this little side here. Take my front. Match it up to the side. There we go. Come around to the other side. Match it up. There we go. Bring it down. Take these guys, and we're going to try to make them 90 degrees. Just like that. Awesome. Take this piece. Okay, I messed up the detail as you saw, and I fixed it. And we're not going to talk about it anymore. But once you have all of your details looking like this, we're ready to move on to the next step, which is putting this little grate on. Now, this little grate is quite simple to do. We're just going to take these little guys here, turn them down, and turn them down. Now, I didn't actually have to fix that little bit of detail mistake because the pieces actually can be put on either way, but I already did one thing in this video. I didn't want to do another. So let's go ahead and 1 tab, 2 tabs, maybe. There we go. Looking good, guys. That is fantastic. This now gets inserted into here. But before we can do that, we actually need to close all of this up. How do you think this will go? Let's take this, bring these down a little bit more. Right about there. Okay. There we go. There we go. This looks so cool. I love every part of this so far. I mean, really, there hasn't been any super difficult detail. The instructions have been really clear. I mean, I need to build more from MU. This is great stuff. They actually have a whole bunch of really cool stuff on their website, including these new cars I saw. And I'm going to be putting out a news video this weekend, and hopefully that will cover some of that. Anyway, now making sure that our details are facing up. This is going to go on the back. Our little lights are all secured. Looking pretty good here, guys. Now we need to place this on top. Let's grab this little guy here. And with any luck, this should be hopefully easy. With any luck. With any luck, though. Might be easier said than done. We're going to bend that one backwards. There we go. Oh, look at this. That is so cool. I love it. I love every bit of this. Now we just need a little bit more detail. And our detail for this is going to be kind of interesting. We start off with a little bit of a cone. Now this guy is going to be a little bit of a cone, and we're going to need to get that shaping up here, that circle. The way that I'm going to do this is we're going to cheat. We're going to use my shaping tools. I was trying to avoid this for the most part, but lo and behold, we are going to use them. So let's do this. Now you gotta be careful when you're doing this, because if you're not careful, you'll create hot spots. It's very, very easy. I think I almost got one there, actually. All right, I think that's about as best I can do with the shaping tool. Now I gotta shift over to my tweezers. See right here? Very close, very, very, very close to making a hot spot. Not good. So let's see about getting every piece of the metal bent. Okay, decision time. How are we going to secure these guys? We've hidden pretty much every other one. I don't see why we should stop now, right? Ooh, be careful. Maybe trying to hide these ones was a bad idea. Get in here, grab these guys like that. Try to secure them the best we possibly can. There we go. Little stiff, but not bad. Not the greatest, actually, on the top. Let me see if we can fix this up a little bit. There we go. And now we're going to cap it. But before we do, we actually have to attach some pieces to this. And I gotta be a little bit careful. We're going to take these guys here. Bend them in half. Bend this guy in half. Now we'll take this bottom half here and the top half, and we're going to slide them into each other just like this. There we go. Now we're going to take this and close it. There we go. Bending down. Awesome. Trying to make this a little bit of a better circle on the bottom there, but that looks pretty good. Now we got to grab this little band, and like I said before, I'm going to show you how to do this the way that I like to do it. I'm going to use one of my little tools right here. We'll take this guy, and what I like to do is just run it like this all the way down. All the way down. I'm going to run it back and forth just like that, and by doing that we actually get every piece of the metal bent, making it way easier for us to be able to get this circle. And just like our other piece, we're going to take this top tab here, we're going to bend it back just a little bit, put this tab back in place. Boom. Super cool. All right, take this, push it down. Awesome, awesome, awesome. There we go. There's a little bit of a border here I don't really like, but again, that's all because of me hiding that tab there on the bottom. It does create a little bit of a weird scenario. You just gotta know about it. Now let's take this guy here. Just like that. And now we're going to grab this guy here. And now what I'm doing is just kind of going around myself here. You can see how there's little tiny grooves in the metal. Those grooves help us actually get the proper shape, but you need to make sure that every one of those little edges is bent, otherwise you're not going to make it. Get that little guy there, come around to the front here. There we go. And now we're going to take this little guy here. I'm trying to get something in there to help me out a little bit, but it's just not... None of these are doing what I want them to do. I need this to be pushed out from the inside a little bit, and I think I just need to work it a little bit more. I don't like the way this shaped. That's the issue. Okay. That does look better now, and I'm gonna curl out that bottom. I just need this one, I think, maybe. There we go. Okay, and these go on the outside. Now, one thing I did mess up on again here that would have made my life a lot easier is if I would have waited to put this little rim on, I would have been able to get this in a lot easier. But because I didn't wait, now I'm kind of fighting this a little bit. So it's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but we'll get it in. Trying to push all the way around the border. Oh, we got it. Okay, good. Good. Now I'm gonna push these guys down just like this. There we go. Looking good. And this goes on the back. right here. But before I actually put that in there, I'm going to bend that guy back just a little bit. Let's see here, guys. Let's see. Oh, that's awesome. There we go. We got that little tablet in there. Now, this part, the last part of our build, is something for the people that want to add a light to their build. And it's pretty easy to do. All we're going to do is take this guy right here. And you'll notice that the silver side is on the inside, the white side is on the outside. That is for reflection purposes, I believe. There we go. Bring this around here. This is a simple design. Sometimes simple is really the best. Let's get real. There we go. And now we'll take this guy here. Flipperoonie. And actually, we're going to do it on the proper way here because we need to make sure the silver side is where we're connecting this to. And there we go. Oh man. I get in once and it pops right back out. It's because I'm antsy. We're so near the end here and I'm so excited. It's always funny, you know, I always tell my partner, oh, it's going to be like a 30-minute thing, whatever. It never is. I really need to stop telling her it's going to be 30 minutes. I'm going to get in a lot of trouble soon here. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Now this little guy here gets bent down like so. And again, we put the little wiring through here and we got a nice little light. These gotta go up. All right, now we take this, we flip her around because it's supposed to go this way. I should get some little lights for this. This will be fun to actually see it all lit up, I think. A little switch. Look at that. That is so cool. And there we have it. The MU Arcade House. Look at that. This is really cool, and it's actually smaller than I thought it would be, but it's still really neat. And all the details here, it's just so layered. All the little pieces come together so well. There's not too many complicated bits in here, and I would highly recommend this for new builders out there that are looking to get into something a little bit more complicated, but also looks great and has some really awesome color. Groovers, if you had a good time here today, do me a favor, press that like button. And if you want to build more 3D metal model projects just like this, go ahead and press the subscribe button. We have all kinds of really awesome projects coming on in the future, and I would love to have you there. Until next time, keep building.